Hi, my name is Adnan Kandil and I work for Sendio. We develop ThinLinc, and today I have my colleague Samuel Mannehed with me here from the software development department, and we are going to discuss with you ThinLinc Web Access technologies.
Yes, hello. The ThinLinc Web Access is built upon HTML5 technologies. HTML5 is a new standard that's been developed for browsers. That's being used by web developers to accomplish more things in web pages and web applications. The most important features that we use, the HTML5 features that we use, are called Canvas and WebSockets. So the Canvas technology, it allows us to efficiently draw in the browser. This means that we can display a remote desktop or remote application very efficiently and quickly. The WebSocket technology, it allows us to securely communicate. This is the communication channel between the server and the browser. There's also some other technologies called typed arrays and other convenient things that allows us to write efficient code. The platform itself, the browser platform, allows us to write an application that will be accessible from many different platforms. You can run the ThinLinc Web Access in a browser on a Linux machine or Mac OS, Windows, even an Android or iOS touch phone or tablet can run this. And this is a very big advantage of this technology. It allows us to have a widely, easily accessible platform that doesn't need to have code specific for each client.
I would like to ask you, Samuel, which kind of browsers the end users are able to use to access ThinLinc from Web Access?
So any browser that supports HTML5 technologies is enough. This means that the users can access from an Android tablet or an iPad and any normal operating systems such as Mac OS, Linux, or Windows. And this is a great opportunity for us to provide a platform that's so widely accessible.
Okay, Samuel, can you tell us a little bit about ThinLinc Web Access architecture, please?
Yes, absolutely. In the bottom line here is that ThinLinc Web Access is a service that's run on all your servers in your cluster. The service is called TL Web Access, and it's being run on both your agent servers and on your master server. So what it does is it serves the web application on a port of your choosing. The default port is port 300. So essentially you can just browse to the host name of your server, your master server, and the correct port, and you will see the login page for the web access. And what will happen when you log in is that you first will send your credentials to the master server, who will, through the load balancing algorithm, choose an agent server for you. Once it has chosen that, the web application will redirect you to the web application served from an agent. And this agent will in turn serve your desktop or application through ThinLinc. And one thing that's important to note when using ThinLinc Web Access in a cluster is that you will need to configure the server so that when you log out or disconnect from a session, you will have the option to return to the login page. And what you want to do here is you want to return to the login page on the master server and not on the agent. The default value for this redirection is that you return to the login page on the server you're currently on. In a cluster, this will not work as you want, because you want to return to the login page on your master server. So you need to change the configuration parameter called login page in tlwebaccess.hconf in the configuration files folder. This allows you to return to the correct login page, users to return to the correct login page.
Samuel, a question that we get asked repeatedly: how easy it is for system administrators to configure ThinLinc Web Access?
Yeah, it's very easy because first of all, there isn't a lot of things that you have to configure. Aside from the cluster configuration, everything will work out of the box right from the get-go. The most common things that you might want to configure for ThinLinc Web Access are the service port and the login page, as I talked about earlier. The server port is default value. It's number 300. This could, for example, be changed to number 443. This would allow you to browse to the hostname directly. You don't have to specify a port number because 443 is the default number for secure connections.
Let me ask you this, Samuel. We have had the release notes video interview with Carl before some time, and he briefly mentioned that the HTML5 or the ThinLinc Web Access has undergone some improvements in the new release.
Yes.
Can you elaborate about that, please, a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. The most important fixes in this release, in my mind, are some security improvements. We identified 2 potential problems which have been resolved. You can read about them more in detail in the release notes, but these allow you to operate in a more secure manner and feel more secure when using ThinLinc Web Access. Other than that, we have also improved the support on touch devices. For example, devices that both have a touchscreen and conventional methods like using a mouse or a touchpad. These now work well. We have also generally improved the speed of things. For example, if you increase the size of the remote session to be larger than your browser window, you can very quickly now pan around the view. There's also been a lot of fixes in regards to graphical tearing, which would make your session graphics look a little bit messed up. Sometimes this has been fixed.
So that kind of improves the end user viewing experience.
Absolutely,
right?
Yes.
Okay, so for sectors like, for instance, that works with design and graphics and visual effects, this could be a change that is of a high importance actually to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like to ask you, Samuel, because we get asked this question repeatedly. For end users who are accustomed to using the native clients and the hotkeys that they have, for example, like pressing the F8 and which function would that trigger in ThinLinc, is there any kind of alignment with their experience when using ThinLinc Web Access?
Yeah, so in the native clients, when you press F8, what you get is a in-session menu from the client, which allows you to change some settings and access some options. In the ThinLinc Web Access, the interface there works in a similar way. You have a control bar. The default position for that is on the left side of your browser window. You'll see a little handle. If you press this handle, you will expand control bar, which gives you access to some options and buttons. There is a larger set of buttons when using a touch device, because on a touch device, you don't have a conventional keyboard, you don't have access to the normal buttons such as Control, Alt, and Shift, stuff like this. The control bar allows you to access a lot of these functions that are expected to be available when using a traditional desktop. When using a touch device, you will gain access to the missing pieces here from the control bar. But there are also some important buttons that are useful when using the ThinLinc Web Access on a non-touch platform as well. There is, for example, controls for extra keys. If you imagine using your browser, pressing Ctrl-T will usually open a new browser tab. In some browsers, this is a sacred combination, which makes it impossible to send this combination by using the normal keyboard. So we have made a lot of these buttons available from the control bar. So for example, you can open the control bar and press Control from there, and then you can just press the T on your keyboard and you will send this combination to the server. There's also the clipboard functionality. It has to be made accessible through some other way, because it is impossible to access the clipboard from a browser due to the constraints put upon browsers today. So you will have to open this clipboard interface to send clipboard content to the server, and also to receive clipboard content from the server. You want to use this. And lastly, you will have the disconnect button also in the control bar. This is if you want to disconnect your session and continue using it sometime later. This is different from logging out.
Okay, thank you, Samuel. I would like to ask you about which kind of planned future improvements does Sendio have for ThinLinc Web Access?
Yeah, so the features that I'm looking forward to the most are, of course, audio support and perhaps maybe local printing as well. We unfortunately do not have support for audio yet. This is something that we do support in the native ThinLinc clients, but in ThinLinc Web Access, this is something to look forward to in the future. Local printing, this would mean that you could print to a printer that's connected to your local machine, to the machine running the browser. This could be useful for some customers. Lastly, since the ThinLinc Web Access is the only client that's able to run on touch platforms such as Android and iOS, I'm looking forward to having increased support for touch gestures as well. For example, you could swipe to pan, and you could pinch to zoom, for example. This could be things that to look forward to in the future.
Okay, Samuel, that's good knowing that all of these future features are planned, even in light of the presence of some prominent challenges.
Yeah.
Can you please tell us a little bit about these challenges?
Absolutely, yes. So as I touched upon earlier, the browser runs in what we call a sandbox. This means that the platform itself is limited and constricted. This is mostly due to security reasons, because the browser will serve content from many times unknown sources, and you can browse to any website you want. And this means that you don't want code in the browser to be able to, for example, directly modify your clipboard, or directly send something to your printer, or change something in your file system. So this browser environment is constricted, and we have to work around these limitations and find creative solutions. And this is fun as well, to have these challenges, to try to find intuitive solutions to work around this. For example, the clipboard is a good example of this. How do we present a function like the clipboard to the user to be understandable, even though you can't directly modify the clipboard automatically like you can with the native clients? It's a great challenge, and we look forward to working on it more. Another challenge with the browser platform is, of course, that it's a constantly changing environment. The browsers constantly update themselves, and the specification, the HTML5 specification itself, is also evolving constantly. This is a challenge, but it is also a great opportunity to take part in new technologies very quickly, and to also, in some cases, even have impact on the direction of the development in the browsers when reporting issues and bugs, and submitting feedback to the browser vendors.
Great. Well, thank you, Samuel, for this session. All of those who are listening to us and watching this video right now, we welcome your feedback very much. And please, if you have any comments or any feedback, please feel free to leave it in the comments section. We constantly check our comment section and reply to it. And definitely your feedback is very valuable to us. Thank you for watching this video, and have a nice day, both from me and my colleague Samuel Mannehed here in Sendio.
Thanks for listening.